From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, May 18th. Don't put away the rain gear if you haven't figured that out by now. We are going to have on and off showers, though, throughout the day, possibly some storms. No severe weather, though. We could see some heavy rain, lightning, possible gusty winds. We will still manage to get into the upper 60s to low 70s. And today, despite the weather, our Storm Track 8 team says that drivers should be able to sneak in some laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Today is the first day of practice ahead of the 105th running of the Indianapolis 500. Fans were allowed inside the track as of 9 o'clock this morning. Practice runs until 6 o'clock tonight. But it's racing crews and drivers' Twitter accounts that are getting fans really excited for the race. A lot of drivers have been active on social media, showing off fast-moving pit crews, new sponsors, even new cars, the meaning behind the paint jobs of the new cars. Tickets are $15 today through the 21st. Kids 15 and under are free with a ticketed adult. And be sure to tune in to Wish TV tonight. Our Wish TV driver analyst Graham Rahal will join our sports team each night this week to talk about the day's practice. Watch for that at 6 p.m. And today there will be a big backpack delivery for children all across the city. They're filled with toys, games, and educational items. It's a pandemic twist on the 500 Festival Kids Day. Since the virus is preventing the usual in-person fun, organizers put together 3,000 of the backpacks and will start delivering them today to youth organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Boys and Girls Clubs, and local community centers. The country's largest nurses union is criticizing the CDC's new mask guidance. National Nurses United says the CDC is putting healthcare workers in danger. The co-president of the union says 3 things should happen before lifting mandates.
When we have a policy in place that makes sure that all communities of color have the vaccine available to them, when we have clear guidance that has been worked out with the states so they're not scrambling like they have been in the last few days to come up with their plan and make sure that everybody that needs the vaccine has gotten it.
According to the union, the CDC created confusion by changing guidance several times. Under new guidelines, people who are fully vaccinated do not need to wear a mask outdoors and in most indoor situations, as long as your specific city and county don't have stricter regulations. Today, the U.S. reaches another pandemic milestone. According to President Biden, 60% of Americans will have received at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. According to the CDC, more than 157 million people have gotten at least one dose. The agency has 9.6 million are fully vaccinated with a single-dose version, and about 113 million have gotten the 2 doses of the either Moderna or Pfizer versions. That means more than 122 million people in the United States are fully vaccinated. President Biden is pushing the importance of getting the shot.
The science now shows that your vaccination protects you as well as being masked or better than being masked. So you can protect yourself from serious illness from COVID by getting vaccinated.
The president added that over the next 6 weeks, the U.S. plans to send 80 million doses of COVID vaccines to other countries. Lucas Oil Stadium will host round 2 of its mass vaccination this week. Friday and Saturday, people are scheduled to receive their second dose of the Moderna vaccine to finish their process. If you got your first shot at Lucas Oil, you should have received a reminder about this. Also, from 9 to 3, anyone 18 or older can just walk in and receive the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Victory Field will increase its capacity from 25 to 50% starting June 1st. According to the Indianapolis Indians, that's about 6,900 fans per game. Single-game tickets for those games will go on sale next Monday. And saying thanks to those who save lives on the front lines as part of National Emergency Medical Services Week is happening today. Indianapolis EMS workers are getting some free food while on their shift, and they each will receive a gift later this week. Hospitals in Marion County are doing cookouts, giveaways, and also handing out gifts. This week is an opportunity to reflect on the work EMS does day in and day out, especially through the pandemic. Indianapolis EMS served as the first point of contact for many people experiencing symptoms of the virus. The department says it encountered more than 2,000 people with confirmed COVID-19 cases between March and December of last year. IEMS paramedics have also administered vaccines in clinics and through the homebound Hoosiers program. Indianapolis has the largest EMS department in the state and responds to more than 120,000 911 calls for service a year in Marion County. And they're inviting the community to give thanks for their tremendous service and sacrifice.
These people are working hard, and if you see someone out there, and provided they're not in the middle of doing something, take a second to show some appreciation to them. Tell them thank you, because no matter what, they will always be there. They'll always answer the call, and this is our week to show them how much we care.
So far in 2021, IEMS has responded to more than 44,000 calls to service, delivered 15 babies, and assisted in administering more than 60,000 COVID-19 vaccinations. More than 170,000 people in Indiana will lose part of their unemployment benefits in 1 month. Starting June 19th, the state will pull out of the federally funded Pandemic Unemployment Compensation Program, which adds an extra $300 each week in benefits. The state will also end the extension of benefits beyond the normal 26 weeks and will stop payments for many people who are self-employed, contractors, or gig workers. The governor made the announcement yesterday. Gary Dick, with our partner Inside Indiana Business, says several things went into the decision, including business owners who say they're having trouble finding workers.
I don't feel you can point to one particular thing as really the driving force. I think you will hear businesses say this can help in getting the unemployment benefits maybe more back in line, especially restaurants and service industries. Frankly, some of the lower paying jobs, some of the retail jobs as well.
Indiana is the 19th state to drop the boost to unemployment benefits. Two other states, Texas and Oklahoma, also announced yesterday they would end their programs. And the state and major chain are hiring hundreds of people. Thursday, INDOT is hosting job fairs in 10 places across the state. The department says it needs at least 100 people. Pay starts at $19 an hour for jobs like highway technicians. And Kroger is also looking for new workers, both summertime help and permanent jobs. The company says every store will have a special hiring opportunity Saturday from 10 to 2. You can find more information about the INDOT and Kroger plans on the Wish TV app. Just scroll down and click on the As Seen on Wish TV section. And there are staffing struggles at local daycares. As people head back to work in person, daycares in Indiana are filling up fast. But some businesses say workers are hard to come by, in part because of the unemployment benefits. Daycares blame both the high price of childcare and very low pay of these daycare employees, making work a tough choice for parents. Hannah Mordeau reports.
That vicious cycle.
Erin Cinders understands this vicious cycle better than most.
I need care, but I also need a job, but I can't afford care if I don't have a job, but I can't go get a job unless somebody watches my kid. Like a mommy.
She's both a mom.
Did you have fun with some markers today?
And the director of Adventures Childcare and Learning Center in Greenwood.
Woo, Drew, watch out, bud.
And says parents are having a hard time finding care for their kids.
We're going to read a story today. We are full. We have wait lists out for over a year.
That includes infants, even though recent data shows the birth rate during the pandemic dropped. Now, as more people go back to work in person, finding staff is the latest issue.
We kind of have to do like an enrollment freeze because we can't find staff.
Cinders points to current unemployment benefits.
I can't tell you how many applications we get, but I can tell you we have hardly any interviews because they apply and they don't ever show up.
This could change on June 1st when the governor's new executive order starts, meaning people receiving unemployment benefits will have to show proof that they're actively looking for work. And again on June 19th when Indiana ends its extended federal unemployment payments program. But for daycares, the issue runs deeper.
This is not an industry where you're going to get paid well. It just isn't, and that's why we really look for that passion.
According to the most recent data from the Early Childhood Workforce Index, the median wage for childcare workers in Indiana is $10.31 an hour. But childcare can cost parents more than their mortgage, leaving our most priceless possessions in this vicious cycle.
I'd like to say that there's hope, but part of that is if you have children and you need care and know you can't find care, how are you supposed to go apply for jobs or interview for jobs?
While federal money has helped these daycares stay afloat during the pandemic, they say families could use daycares getting government help even after this health crisis. The Indianapolis NAACP is responding to IU Health's investigation after the death of a local black doctor at a Carmel hospital. The organization says it's pleased that the hospital has a plan for improvement. The president of the Greater Indianapolis branch wrote, "We look forward to seeing their progress in becoming a more inclusive, anti-racist organization and plan to hold them accountable to their word." The external review found the hospital's care did not contribute to Dr. Susan Moore's death, but did lack empathy and awareness of bias. IU Health says all team members will undergo diversity, equity, and inclusion training. Delphi High School is remembering 2 young murder victims through the sport they loved. Senior night for the softball team included a special moment for Abby Williams and Libby German. Family members of both girls were at the game and were part of team photos holding up jerseys with German number 7 and Williams number 23. Libby's sister, Kelsey German, shared the photos on Twitter. She wrote in the post that they should have been there playing. The 2 were murdered along a trail in 2017. The killer, or possibly killers, all remains a mystery. And to a grim discovery in Brownsburg, the body of a man who'd been missing for a year and a half was found in a storage unit. The remains found at the Ameristore self-storage last week have been identified as Roger Farmer Jr. He hadn't been seen since November of 2019. The Marin County Coroner's Office says Farmer was shot in the head. Investigators believe the storage unit is rented by Farmer's son. Prosecutors charged Jeremy Farmer in February with his father's murder. The Farmer family released a statement that reads, "This is just the beginning of a new chapter as we try to move forward and process these developing discoveries." Israel carries out a wave of airstrikes on militant targets in Gaza as militants fired dozens of rockets into Israel. It comes as President Biden says he supports a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. But unlike other world leaders and some fellow Democrats, Biden is not calling for an immediate end to the violence. That's what the White House says the commander-in-chief told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu during a phone call yesterday. In that exchange, the White House says Biden encouraged Israel to make every effort to ensure the protection of innocent civilians. Biden also told Netanyahu he supports the nation's right to defend itself from indiscriminate rocket attacks. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is telling European leaders the U.S. is focused on diplomatic means of ending the current conflict.
We are ready to lend support if the parties seek a ceasefire. We'll continue to conduct intensive diplomacy to bring this current cycle of violence to an end.
Yesterday alone, the military says it destroyed at least 5 Hamas terrorist headquarters and the homes of 9 Hamas commanders. Gaza City's mayor says the latest rounds of strikes are causing extensive damage to roads and other infrastructure. He says hundreds of households aren't able to access water. The Gaza Health Ministry says at least 212 Palestinians have been killed in the week of airstrikes. Governor Holcomb issues a strong response to a filing by Attorney General Todd Rokita after Rokita asked the courts to throw out the governor's lawsuit. This has been an ongoing back and forth here between the state legislature, Governor Holcomb, then it's gone to a lawsuit, and then Attorney General Rokita has chimed in. So in Holcomb's latest filing, it begins by stating, contrary to the assertion of Attorney General Rokita, this is not a case of a governor suing the legislature over laws he doesn't like. So this is all in regards to the constitutionality of the House Enrolled Act 1123. So it's HEA 1123. It grants the state legislature the power to call a special session when the governor declares a state of emergency. On April 30th, Rokita filed and asked a judge to throw out the lawsuit, claiming that only he could determine if the legislation is constitutional. Governor Holcomb is challenging the constitutionality of this bill because he believes that in the state's constitution, it says clearly that the state legislature does not have the authority. Only the governor has the authority to call these special sessions. So we will see after this 30-some page filing by the governor and his camp what happens next. Certainly a storyline that we're following closely here. And now to a look at the tax returns for the president and vice president. According to the White House, President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden reported a federal adjusted gross income of just over $600,000 and paid $157,000 in federal income tax. The Bidens report donating about $30,000 across 10 different charities. Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff reported just shy of $1.7 million in federal adjusted gross income. The White House says they paid about $622,000 in federal income tax and donated $27,000 to charities last year. An associate of Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz pleads guilty to the sex trafficking of a minor. As part of a plea deal, former tax collector Joel Greenberg entered guilty pleas to 6 of 33 federal charges. According to a filing from prosecutors, Greenberg also admitted to paying an underage girl to have sex with him and other men. The Associated Press reports investigators are trying to figure out if Gates had any role in any of this. Greenberg's defense attorney spoke about his client's plea deal.
Does my client have information that could hurt an elected official? I guess this is just, must-see television. You'll just have to wait and see.
Gates has not been charged with any crimes and was not named in the plea agreement or courtroom. A spokesperson for Gates says the congressman has never paid for sex or had sex with a minor. Families in Louisiana are being forced to leave their homes as flooding takes over the state. There are kids that have been seen in video still barefoot in their pajamas trying to get to safety overnight, getting rescued from boats. There was water so high that motorboats have been able to easily navigate through roads and streets. The rain isn't stopping either. According to the National Weather Service, the flooding started yesterday. The NWS says southeast Louisiana is under a flash flood watch through tomorrow morning. People near Topanga State Park in California can return to their homes. Evacuation orders following the outbreak of a wildfire have been lifted. As of this morning, the LA County Fire Department says the blaze is 23% contained. The area burned hasn't grown from yesterday's total of 1,325 acres. The Los Angeles Fire Department chief says around 500 people from various agencies are fighting the fire. According to the LA Times, one person is in custody after an arson investigation. A source told the Times the person arrested is homeless and has set multiple fires in the area. Now to some business headlines. Wells Fargo, the fourth largest U.S. bank, is rolling out an initiative to bring more people into the banking system. The firm said it will increase access to affordable products, expand financial education offerings, and launch a national unbanked advisory task force. Wells Fargo also will set a 10-year goal for reducing the number of people who are unbanked. Airline passengers may be required to step on the scale at the airport or share how much they weigh before boarding a flight. That's according to the airline blog View from the Wing, citing an advisory sent out by the FAA. Data airlines use to measure passenger weight to ensure safety on board planes may be outdated as the obesity rate in the U.S. increases. Amazon is establishing a program focused on improving the health and wellness of its hourly warehouse staffers after years of criticism over worker safety. Called Working Well, it aims to better educate some of its employees on how to avoid workplace injuries and improve mental health on the job. The online retailer began testing parts of the program 2 years ago and plans to expand it to 1,000 facilities by the end of the year. There's a new apple variety. It's called Cosmic Crisp, and it's becoming so popular its price is going up. The apple was created at Washington State University. Cosmic Crisp brought in $4.5 million in sales during April. On June 1st, Google Photos, the service will drop unlimited storage for photos and videos. All uploads you add after June 1st will count toward the free 15 gigabytes offered to every account. Current photos and videos already on Google Photos or added before June 1st will not count toward that 15 gigabyte limit. And now to some sports headlines. The playoff run starts or ends tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The NBA's new format gives 4 teams a chance to play for 2 spots in the main playoff bracket. Said most simply, Indiana must beat Charlotte tonight and either the Celtics or Wizards after that. If they pull it off, they get a full playoff series against the 76ers. A tough theme continues. The Pacers are still banged up. 4 players are on the injury report for tonight, including Malcolm Brogdon, Domantas Sabonis, and Edmund Sumner. Head coach Nate Bjorkgren says they will all be game time decisions.
Malcolm Brogdon's really fighting hard to try to get back on the court. And the same thing with Edmund and Aaron, who are also listed as questionable. They're both getting much better.
Tip-off against the Hornets is tonight at 6:30 at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The Celtics and Wizards will play after. The Indiana men's soccer team lost a heartbreaker to Marshall in an overtime championship game. The Thundering Herd won with a goal in the final 3 minutes of extra time. The Hoosiers had to make 7 saves during the tight game. Marshall is now the first unseeded team to win a national title since 2006. The Hoosier men's soccer team tweeted overnight saying, "Hoosier Army, we appreciate your support. Thanks for showing up and showing your stripes. See you in the fall." A historic hire by the Denver Broncos. According to the NFL, the team's latest hire becomes the highest-ranking female scouting exec ever in the league. Kelly Klein will be the new executive director of football operations and special advisor to the general manager. The Broncos say she's been working with the team's new GM, George Payton, for the past 9 years, Both Klein and Peyton are coming to Denver after working with the Minnesota Vikings. Renowned horse trainer Bob Baffert will not be allowed to enter any horses in the Belmont Stakes. The New York Racing Association says the decision stems from several penalties against Baffert, the most notable being Medina Spirit's failed drug test after winning the Kentucky Derby. The group says it will reconsider Baffert's suspension once Kentucky race officials share the final results of its investigation into the Derby winner. Baffert's attorney says his client does not have any formal statement to share at this time. The trainer was already not planning to enter any horses in the Belmont. Medina Spirit came in third at the Preakness, eliminating the chance of becoming the next Triple Crown winner. A date is set for the next Ring of Honor ceremony. Robert Mathis, the team's all-time sack leader, will join the ring Sunday, November 28th. The Colts are hosting the Buccaneers for that game, and Mathis knows Tampa Bay's quarterback well. He sacked Tom Brady at least 5 times over the years. Mathis had 123 sacks in his 14-year career. The Ring of Honor ceremony was originally supposed to happen last season, but the pandemic postponed it. Tickets for that game are on sale right now. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.